everybody, and welcome to another week of Let's Talk. I am your host, author Dre Lett. Thank you for joining me for another fun-filled episode show of Let's Talk. Here on Let's Talk, this is where it is a podcast that we inform, inspire, and motivate. We get you going during these down times and get your spirits lifted. We keep you informed and motivate you, definitely. So, you guys, you can view the show every week on Let's Talk with author Dre Lett on my Facebook page, as well as on my YouTube page. There again, it's called Let's Talk with author Dre Lett. There you can hit like and hit subscribe and tell a friend and tell a friend. So this Friday, I call it Create Your Own Opportunity. Yes, that's right. So whenever there's something that you want to do, that you're inspired to do, and perhaps you can't get the right backing or the right notice or whatever the case may be, create your own opportunity. Do something great for yourself, right? So I thought it would be awesome to call it Create Your Own Opportunity Friday to get you motivated and inspire you. So my special guests tonight are Lande and Irie. They are two bright college educated young ladies who have created a podcast designed to talk about millennial topics in an office workplace environment. So they're going to give you both aspects on being a millennial and also let you in on how millennials think in the workplace to help you better understand them and to either work better with them or supervise them, whatever the case may be. They'll be on in a few minutes, so they'll be able to talk with us. So let me take a look and see who is watching with my faithful virtual audience. Let's see who's tuned in with me tonight on this Super Bowl weekend. Let's see who we got going on. Hey, Kojak, I see you, Superman family. Yes, he is my skate buddy. He and his wife and his sons, or skate family, I should say. We roller skate with them. We are going to be coming back soon. So I see another friend of mine, Dwayne Bates. Absolutely. Hi, how are you, sir? I see my mother-in-law, Miss Mary. Hey, mother-in-law, how you doing out in Vegas? Absolutely. And other people are checking in. You guys come on in the virtual room and make sure you guys comment and make sure you guys get ready for questions to ask these young ladies some questions. All right. So in hot topics, oh my goodness. You guys, it's Super Bowl weekend, and this is going to be the first Super Bowl weekend that's going to be different, unlike no other, right? Oh my goodness. So, as you guys know, the Kansas City Chiefs and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to be playing in Tampa, Florida. And the performer for the Super Bowl is going to be The Weeknd, right? He's a great artist. He makes great music. So I think that's going to be kind of neat. It's going to be different because everybody's going to be at home, hopefully social distancing and staying safe, wearing their mask and washing their face, hands and the whole nine. Yeah, you want to wash your face too, in addition to your hands. But it's going to be a different Super Bowl. So just know that next year we got to keep the faith and know that hopefully we'll get this thing all tied down so that we can get back to somewhat of a normal life that we're used to living, and maybe we can go to Super Bowls again. So I was looking through the hot topics and I said, what can I share with the viewers tonight? So one of the things that I noticed, right, is Jeff Bezos. I don't know if you guys know him or not. He is a billionaire. He is the founder and longtime CEO of Amazon. He's given up his chief executive position. Can you believe that? Oh my goodness. He founded the company, but he's not giving up his seat of power. Now that's a boss move. He says, you know what? I'm going to step down from CEO, but I'm not giving up my power. This is my company. Big ups to him. He'll be in the executive chairman role. Mr. Bezos said he would continue to work on projects he is excited about, including the Bezos Earth Fund, Blue Origin, and the Washington Post. Those are some other projects he wants to work on. He said, quote, I've never had more energy, and this isn't about retiring, unquote. I love it. I love it. I think that is awesome how you can retire but still do the things that you want to do and love and still be able to pay the bills. Absolutely. Big ups to Mr. Jeff Bezos. I think that's wonderful. So I see more people are checking in into the virtual room. I want to know, you guys, what are your thoughts on the Super Bowl? Are you guys going to be celebrating virtually? You're going to have people over, hopefully safely. Are you making chicken wings, dips, foods, desserts? What are you guys doing? Tell me, what are your Super Bowl plans? I know us over here, we're going to just have a nice, quiet Super Bowl weekend, maybe cook something light and just chill and just enjoy it and just be safe, and watch the game and have a good time. But next year, I believe we're going to be back to normal. So let me just take a look at my virtual audience and see what they're saying, how they're going to. Okay, so Kojak says, go Tom Brady. I believe, Kojak, you're a big fan of Tom Brady, right? I see one of my girlfriends from college. Hey, Edna, what's up, sis? How you doing? Up in Michigan, watching. Hope you guys are staying warm up there. I know down here in Georgia this morning, it was like, I think yesterday morning, it was like 29 degrees. I said, oh my goodness, it's just so cold. So hope you guys are staying warm up there in Michigan. Yes, hubby is on. One of my producers, he said he is watching from the man cave. Yes, that is a place to watch it from. Chilled out and just enjoying the game. He put an emoji with a mask on. Silly. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So you guys, it looks like it's about time for my guests to come on. So let me give them a formal introduction. I want to share my screen with you guys so you can see their information. So before I introduce them formally here. Okay, so as I said earlier, my special guests tonight are Yolande and Irie. They are two bright, college educated ladies who have created a podcast designed to talk about millennial topics in an office workplace environment. These two young women both have bachelor's degrees in public relations and graduated from the University of West Georgia. They are both pursuing their dreams by working in their fields in corporate America. Irie and Yolande came up with the idea of wanting to share their experiences as recent graduates to help explain the generational stereotype of being a millennial in an office setting. Both of these ladies are excited about their upcoming podcast called Millennials in the Office. They promise to keep you intrigued. So I'm just going to play a quick little snippet of their summary of their show. Take a listen.
Welcome to our podcast, Millennials in the Office. This podcast is for all listeners of the younger generation that can relate or share experiences of working in the office. One of the hosts, and my name is Irie.
I am the other host, and my name is Lande.
We will touch on everything from how we got our jobs and shed a light on issues surrounding the office that many don't want to speak on.
Our listeners will be able to get a taste of what we have learned so far working in corporate America with tips and tricks to get to where you want to be. Make sure to tune in every Wednesday,
Hump Day,
to listen to the next hot topic from the office.
Just consider us as your go-to ladies for keeping it real with issues in the office. Bye for now,
and see you on Wednesday.
That is awesome. I am so excited for these young ladies. So without further ado, I'm going to bring them into the virtual stage. So you guys give them a warm welcome. Hey, Irie. How are you?
Hi.
How are you ladies tonight?
I'm good. What about you?
You're great.
Good, good, good. You guys are so vibrant and smiling. I love it. So let me ask the question. I know you're millennials, but I got to ask. Are you guys wearing your masks, washing your hands, and staying 6 feet apart?
Of course.
Okay. That's the right answer. Absolutely. Well, thank you for coming on Let's Talk. I'm so happy you all could be here with us. So let's get right on into this interview because the people watching, they want to know all about your podcast. So, what inspired you two to develop a podcast? Who's going to go first?
Well, we kind of just like, we would always complain to each other about what's going on at work. And Irie was like, you know what? We need a little side hustle, girl. And I was like, I know it. So then we kind of came up with the idea to create a podcast about corporate America.
Yeah, definitely. And it was just like, we love to talk. We love to share gossip of what we heard and what coworkers irritating us. So we were just like, this would be good for others to listen, but also like, share information on how we got here if you want to, work in the office too. So yeah.
Oh, that is cool. I love that. You're right. The younger generation, they definitely need to look up to you ladies. They're doing all the right things. You went to college, you got your degrees, and you're doing your thing. So that's huge to share that with those inspired to want to work in corporate America. Definitely. So tell me exactly, what is your podcast about? I played a snippet, a summary of your show. Tell me exactly in your own words, what's it about? Irie, what it's about?
Yeah, sure. So, like I said, so it's a audio podcast. You can listen to it wherever and whenever. But basically, we are going to just address every topic, any question that you want to know. So, like, we're going to talk about being a young Black woman in the office, how that is. We have a history of always changing our hairstyles. So we have like a little funny story of, when you walk in, everyone's like, oh, I didn't recognize you. You changed your hair. And it's like, okay. But we have that. And then we're also like touching on topics, just trying to change that stereotype of millennial. The society kind of makes it seem like a millennial is wild and, rational and just always wants to multitask. So we just kind of like just want to address on everything, and just working in corporate America too, coming straight out of college, like, from the moment you're doing your internship to your first hire date. So we just try to like make it very broad on anything you want to know, and then throw some, gossip in there too, some interesting drama stories. So,
Hey, Lande, what is your take on it?
Well, she hit it spot on. We just want to, inform people the things that we wish we would have known entering corporate America. And of course, we want to spill the gossip on what's going on in the office that we can spill, of course.
Yeah.
Yes, you definitely would have not too much, right?
Yeah. We don't want to get in trouble.
Yeah. And like I said earlier, that's great that you're sharing that, because so many people, me working almost 30 years in corporate America, seeing younger people come in, they don't really know what to expect or what to say or what not to say. And, that's awesome that you guys are going to share those good experiences. And I'm sure there's going to be some that are probably bad too, but for the most part, just share is the key thing, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So, you talked about give them a sneak peek in what it's like to work in corporate America. So what has been some of your good and bad experiences that you can talk about?
Yeah.
Well, good experiences. I mean, I found, this wonderful lady that's basically helping me learn as much as I can in the position that I am in now. Bad experiences. Oh man. I mean, I'm learning how to work with strong individuals, I guess is the best way to put it. And I mean, that's all I can really spill in all honesty.
Yeah, I will second that, just adjusting to, being young-minded and super cheery, like, hey guys, to just, strong individuals who kind of been in that position for 5+ years, and they're kind of have like their mindset already stuck on something. So I would say like adjusting was a difficult time, and then a good time is the company perks, just kind of the company lunches, or just being invited on projects, being involved on super big meetings. So yeah, I would say that.
So Lande, are you seeing any other perks? Are you guys getting any company cars, cell phones? Is it those kind of perks?
Yes, actually, I don't even know why I didn't mention this. I'm so sorry, but I do have a company car that I love. I love my company car more than I love my personal car, and I get a work phone. So, I mean, the perks are nice. Don't get me wrong. It's just dealing with individuals is the hardest part. It's learning how to deal with them.
Yeah.
and learning what to say and what not to say. And you're right. Sometimes people get set in their ways, especially older people, and they become burned out. And so here you guys come and smiling. Good morning.
Right.
Yeah, good morning. I
Right.
get it. It's a certain mindset that you got to work around. So if somebody was watching this show, and let's say they are a supervisor over millennials, and they're just not gelling with those millennials, or that millennial, I should say, what are some good advice that you would give an older person that supervise somebody young?
I would say a good advice is to be open-minded, kind
Mm,
to listen. If we share an idea, it's not just because like, oh, I'm a millennial and I don't want to do it that way. Your way sucks. It's more like, hey, I kind of know an easier way, or I kind of know a better way. So I would
mm,
say like being more open-minded and to not micromanage.
mm.
The stereotype of millennial, because we grew up with internet and multitask, we're very independent. So we don't need, I would say, as a lot of guidance, kind of just like, let us do our thing and let us show you the results, because we are, we're adults, we're young adults. So I
Right.
would say, yeah.
I honestly second that. Like, those were the two that I was going to mention, in all honesty.
Yeah.
So,
Just be open to feedback and suggestion.
Yeah.
Definitely.
right.
I love it. 'Cause, it's good to have, as they used to call, a fresh shot of blood in the office, right? Somebody is different instead of doing the same things the same way. So that's awesome. I love that. You guys are just so exciting and vibrant, like a race. That's wonderful. Like we talked about the older adults with millennials and things of that nature. The biggest misconception, well, you guys tell me what you think. The reading that I've read, the research that I found is that millennials, when they get sick of a workplace, they will quit in a minute and be gone. That you guys aren't reliable, that you like, forget this place, and you just quit to change the scenery. Where my generation, we stayed with one company forever. So is that kind of true with your generation? If y'all get tired of stuff, y'all are
Honestly, I think we do. And I think it's only because we want to try to learn as much as we can and push ourselves. I think if we're not being pushed in the position that we're in, we're going to go find somewhere else that's going to push us to be even better, to make even more money, of course, because at the end of the day, as millennials, we want to be rich overnight. So I think that's what it really is, I don't know. Irie, what do you think?
Yeah, no, I would say the same thing. Like, I like a challenge. I want to be, heard. Like some people would say, like, oh, I just want to come in the job, sit down, do my 9 to 5, and that's it. Like, no, I want to be, involved. I want you guys to listen to my ideas. If the job is too easy, and then I can just put that on my resume as experience. So to me, the more experience you have in different areas makes you a better candidate to do anything.
Right.
So it's just more making yourself available. Yeah.
Right.
I agree with you, Irie. I think that is awesome because in today's society, you've got so many different industries, right? So, if you've worked in automotive, or you've worked in engineering, or whatever the industry is, it shows that you're flexible, that you can just fall and run. So that's awesome. But hopefully you ladies don't believe that you guys aren't reliable. You all reliable. Don't you think your generation is reliable?
For sure. For sure. And I kind of thrive on being reliable, because I want them to know, like, when I am at the job, I want you to be able to call on me to ask to do something and know it will be done and done on time.
Good point. Good point, definitely. And and also being millennials in the workplace, you have to come in knowing that you're almost like a freshman in college, right? You're the newbie, right? You're gonna have to pay your dues. So remember when you were in college, you got the bold dorms away from the furthest away from the class. You had to walk far, and you couldn't park your car on campus. And so being a newbie, there's gonna be some stuff you guys gotta.
It's funny that you say that, because we actually have a episode called, which is our first episode, but Big Girl Job. And we kind of discussed that, like, being an intern is the spark. Everyone welcomes you, you work hard to get that position. And then when you get hired, it's like the spark's gone. It's like
they don't care about you no more.
Okay, you're here now, newbie. Like, go get the coffee, go get the paper. So it's like, okay, you guys still like me, right? So, yeah.
As long as you guys know that, you definitely got to pay your dues and work your way up. And
right.
And one thing I love about your generation is that, unlike my generation, when you got fed up, you guys just like, I don't need this. There's somebody out there that's going to value my worth. Where my generation, we just said, oh, well, it's the way it is. I'm just going to stay. So that's huge. That's awesome. So ladies, tell me about something funny that you can talk about that's happened that you couldn't laugh at the moment, but if you went and got your car at lunchtime or went in the bathroom and just died laughing. Is there any funny stories of corporate America stuff you've seen?
What about you, Lande?
But see, this is the thing. The funny stories that I would like to mention, I can't.
Oh, okay.
It's one of those things. It's just like, you're gonna get in trouble if you do it. Okay. I mean, okay. There's this one little funny story about like, certain. As women, we want to dress super nice in the office, and sometimes outfits don't always match. And you just don't know how to politely tell them, no, don't do this again. Like maybe put on jeans with that shirt next time, not a patterned skirt with a patterned shirt. But what about you, Irie?
I would say, well, I can say this because this was my previous employer, but I won't share too much information, is learning everyone's personalities. It's kind of funny when you're on the conference call and, and you're just kind of like sensing the different tones in their voices or different words being used. And you're kind of like, does he like him? Like, it sounds like my boss doesn't like my director, but then you kind of find out that my director doesn't like my boss, and then they can talk to each other like that. So I would just say, just like being a fly on the wall and like witnessing the work relationships between, different people. And it's just funny to me because I'm just like, oh, he just totally like crapped your idea. He did not like it. Like,
That's hilarious. Oh my goodness. Wow, that's crazy. So going back to your show, are you guys going to have any special guests that's going to come on and talk on the show?
Oh yes, for sure. Oh, yeah, for sure.
That's okay. So you think it'll be maybe like some people that work in corporate America that can give you tips, or just anybody? You're going to just open the door for just guests to come on?
Well, we kind of want to make it open for not just corporate America, but any type of office setting. So even if you were a receptionist at one time for like a dentist office, if you had to answer a phone and type a professional email, definitely. We want to hear your experience. We want to hear your perspective. We're even, we're going to do a segment where it's millennials, with adults. We want to hear an older person's perspective of, working with us. Like, how do you feel? So we definitely want guests all the time. We want everyone to come in and share their experience, so everyone gets a perspective from both sides.
Outstanding. I love it. I love it. So Lande, where do you see the show going? What are some of your dreams and aspirations for the show?
Well, right now, I really just want this show to just be more like informative to other people. To just be like, hey, you're not the only person going through this. You're not the only millennial that's experiencing these things. And we, of course, we do want a really good following, so we can eventually, ask our followers, well, what do you want to hear? Or what stories have you guys been through? So we can share those stories that we haven't touched on.
Yeah. And when we mean informational, we're meaning like, like the do's and don'ts. Like, of course, you wouldn't come to work, drunk or anything, but then also like, don't get too cliquey, like don't try to link up with certain women in the office that that you have a lot of similar interests with, because you want to stand out and make yourself available with the other managers so you can get a promotion. So we kind of like give tips on like what to do and how to expect to get there.
I love it. I love it. And what about this dress? One of the things that I saw before I retired, we had some millennials come in. Some of the stuff I saw: pants tight, booties flapping everywhere, breasts hanging out, orange nails, red hair. Like, what in the world? So hopefully you guys will get into that as well, right? To say,
yes,
wear that in the weekend, but have your work clothes and then have your play clothes. So.
Exactly. Yes, we definitely will get into that for sure. So I think that's important to know. Like, you can't mix your outside clothes with your work clothes.
Like,
They
even
have to
though
be
they
two
say,
separate.
yeah, like even though they say business casual, like keep focus more on the business side, and then the casual is just your jeans. That's it. That's
Right.
all.
Right. Jeans and flats are what's casual. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Definitely. Don't come to work with the ripped jeans holes everywhere. You can see things you're
Yeah,
not seeing. I love it. I love it. Because, on a serious note, there are some young women who may be the first in their families to get a college graduate or get a degree, I should say, or the first women in their family to work in a corporate setting. So they really don't have anybody to tell them, hey, do this, don't do that. So
right.
I think that'll be awesome for you guys to share that for those individuals, and not just women, but men too, right? Because
Mhm.
hairstyle guys are wearing. I'm like, where you work at with all that in your head?
Right.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
We kind of share on that too. Like our perspective, like of course, us having a degree in public relations, we had to take business classes and marketing classes. So reading that in the textbook, how corporate America is, and then when you're actually experience it is two different things.
Different things.
So it's like,
Yes.
yes.
tell me more about that. How is it two different things from what you studied?
Well,
Several things.
I don't know. I felt like in school they made it seem a lot easier than what it really is. That's how I see it. When I really entered the world of corporate America, it's really fighting to prove to them that you are worthy of being in that position. And in school, I feel like they don't really tell you that. They just tell you, like, okay, know what you're doing, and that's kind of it in a way.
Yeah, I agree. And it kind of, they set the expectation of when you come into the workforce, you're going to be, sitting with the top execs, or you're going to be on marketing projects and doing, a bunch of sales stuff. But no, you start at entry level, and it might be just be customer service, and you just answer the email, and you just, is the assistant in a way. So, it's a lot. It's a little bit different, but that's what we're here for, to share that. So
they basically build you guys up to think that when you get that piece of paper and you walk across the stage, you're going to enter the workplace. You're going to have this great title,
Yep.
corner office.
Oh yeah. You're gonna get paid all this money.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Get my coffee and get some more staples and the stapler, that kind of thing.
Right.
I understand.
You are the assistant. You're a glorified assistant, is what I like to call it.
And then you also, even with that, just like we're talking about, like the work environment, sometimes you'll get coworkers that are not really happy you're there. You kind of feel the jealousy or,
intimidation.
The intimidation, because it's like, you're young, you're fresh out of school. Like, what are you doing here? Type deal. Like, I've been here for 10 years. I didn't get here right out of school. So it's a little different.
Yeah. And you ladies just have to make sure, and all those that are watching, just stay focused, that just know that even though you might be getting a coffee today, you could be running the company tomorrow.
Exactly.
Our Vice President, Madam Kamala Harris, surely she had to start out somewhere, right? She worked her way up. So definitely, I love that. Share with the viewers to stay encouraged and don't give up on that. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. So I'm going to check in with our viewers and see what they've got. Guys and ladies, do you guys have any questions for our millennials? Want to see what your thoughts are? And make sure you can comment and ask questions. Let's see here.
And follow our social media pages, please.
Yes, definitely. Oh, somebody said they'll take a company car.
It's nice. It's nice.
You have that. And somebody said, keep up the good work. Keep your heads on your shoulder. That's right. Don't get discouraged at all. Because, if you put in that work to get that 4-year degree, you're there for a reason, and don't get discouraged. Let's see here. Oh, somebody said, Tori said her job, they call them green beans. Green beans. No. Have you guys heard that terminology before? Green beans. She also said at my job, Yeah, she said green beans. And then somebody said, oh, here's a good question for you guys. This is a good one. They said, Mike says, have you had any racial issues? And if so, how did you deal with it? Wow, that's deep.
Go ahead, Lande.
Okay. Well, I haven't had any racial issues. I definitely, and we talk about this on the podcast actually, with being a Black woman in the office, but I haven't really experienced any issues. I could just tell it was a little different trying to fit in, because I did want to work with a predominantly white company, and I didn't have any issues with anybody. It's just I didn't feel like I fit in with everybody. That was really the only thing I experienced.
Yeah. Yeah. I wouldn't say issues either, but I could tell where the company stand on type of issues like that. For example, as all of you guys know, this past summer when we had those huge riots going on across the country with the Black Lives Matter, going into work and kind of seeing everybody talk about it, or, aware, you were kind of just afraid to give your input because you didn't feel comfortable or didn't know if you should give your input, because this is your first job and you shouldn't be, voicing your opinion. So no issues, but you can definitely tell, and then of course we're young and Black. So the stereotype is we're loud and ghetto and ratchet and just, but no.
Right. And then that's a good point that you mentioned in terms of the Black Lives Matter movement. That is a sensitive, touchy space to be in. So you want to represent the movement and your people and your generation, but at the same token, you don't want to get fired. So definitely you got to be careful, because not everybody supports that movement, unfortunately. But yeah, that's huge. That's huge. So let me ask you guys this, and I know you ladies haven't done this, but make sure you guys talk about how being young, you go out, let's say a Thursday night, you hit that party or that club. Now you got to get up. You got 2 hours of sleep. You got to get up in the morning and go to work, and you just looking a hot mess from the night before. You guys have any thoughts about covering that, and how would you address that?
Oh my gosh, I've done this before actually. And to be honest, makeup is wonderful. I just put on a good face of makeup, and I hydrate before I go into work. And I don't tell people, hey, I partied the night before, because they're going to start judging you, and then they're going to make up all these stories. So hydrate, put on makeup, and go in there and act like nothing happened.
Yeah, you're awake, you got your coffee going, you act like nothing happened 5 hours ago.
Tell no one what happened the night before. No one.
That's a secret with you, definitely. And that's funny that you mentioned that, Lande, because that's one thing I would also suggest is keep your personal life private. The more they know about you, the more they can hold against you. Say, I've got this promotion for you that I wanted to give to, let's say, for example, Lande, but I know that she supports Black Lives Matter, and I don't believe in that, so I'm not going to promote her. So, some stuff you have to keep private. Absolutely, absolutely. That can happen. Somebody else said, one of the viewers said, you feel pressure to pave the way for, do you feel pressure to pave the way for other Black people to follow? That's coming from Sean. You guys feel that way sometimes?
Pressured? I wouldn't say pressured. I would feel more of proud.
Okay, yes.
More proud to be in this position, being the first young Black girl in this position, probably the company has never had before. So we kind of pave the way. So that way it makes it more, the company's more open to diversity when it comes to hiring. And that way you can kind of change, how the company's been doing things 15 years ago, just boom, 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 to okay, I'm here now, we're going to switch it up. So kind of like that, just more proud and determined, I would say.
Right. And that's spot on. Proud and determined for sure.
That's awesome. I love that. Definitely. Because there's other little girls looking up to women like yourself, just as they're looking up to Madam Vice President Kamala Harris. So yeah, definitely just keep paving the way and doing awesome things. I love it. I love it. Let's see. So I'm going to double check in with the audience. So meanwhile, while I'm checking in, you ladies tell everybody, when do you expect the show to be out? When will it be available? And tell them how they can follow you if they have any questions or anything like that.
Well, our first episode should air February 17th at 11 a.m. Woo-hoo! And then, Irie, where can they find us?
So you guys can follow on Instagram at Millennials in the Office, all one word. Yes, we got that domain. And that's where we'll be posting the upcoming episodes, that's the open-end questions if you guys want to DM us and have a chance to come onto the show as a guest. And as well as on Facebook, you can follow our Facebook page at Office Millennials. So for right now, it's just Instagram and Facebook. But when the episode does air, we are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. I'm waiting to hear back from Pandora and eventually Google Podcasts. So we're going to try to be everywhere for you guys to tune in.
I love it. I love it. And I shared this with you guys offline that, I'm always looking at podcasts and seeing the different angles and marketing angles and things of that nature. And I have yet to find any ones out there that have young Black women talking about millennials in the corporate space. So that's huge. That's awesome. And you guys make sure it's down in the ticker tape down there. If you was unable to write it down, it's right there for you visually. Please make sure you guys support these young ladies. They're doing awesome things. You guys, I keep saying you guys, you young ladies, stay on the right path. Don't get distracted at all because, when you tend to be doing good, all kinds of things try to come and distract you. Stay focused. And I'm going to share this tidbit with the audience that I don't mind at all. Yes, I'm going to brag. That's my baby over this way. Irie, that is her. And in fact, that square next to her in the blue is one of my books. That is her face on my book. So I'm very proud of my daughter. Awesome things. And lady, I know your mom and your family's proud of you. Keep pushing. Somebody else said, cousin Diana said, much success, ladies. You have my support. Definitely.
Thank you.
Go ahead and keep going. Any closing words that you want to share with anybody? Anything you want to say?
Just follow us.
Yeah.
And definitely comment, subscribe, tell us what you want to hear.
Yes. Tell us what you want to hear. Don't be shy to ask questions. We'll answer it. If you guys want any tips or how to work with a millennial, anything like that, we're open. So
yes.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, thank you ladies so much for coming on Let's Talk. I know you guys are going to do big things. You're welcome back here anytime. And I'm so proud of both of you. Keep striving and soaring for the stars.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. See you later. Be safe. Wash your hands. Wear a mask. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, as you guys saw, those were two young ladies that are doing great things. So proud of them. Doing wonderful things. So, when you see our younger generation doing good things, you got to pat them on the back and encourage them. And even the ones that are getting discouraged and maybe not doing the right things, maybe when they see individuals like those ladies doing the right things, it'll motivate them, right? And inspire them. So we got to lift our younger generation up, especially right now with all the craziness that's going on with, some of the younger people being shot at by the police, and, they can get discouraged. So we need as much positivity as we need as possible. And I just thought it would be great to have them on to talk about their podcast. So you guys make sure you support them. So in closing, on this Super Bowl weekend, this is a positive thought, right? So whether you play football or not, I think this can apply to your situation, definitely to the young ladies, Lande and Irie, and anybody out there that's just striving in whatever it is that you want to do. This is a quote. It says, if football taught me anything about business, it is that you win the game one play at a time. And that's from Frank Tarkenton, the Minnesota Vikings. That was said years ago. But that just hit me right here in that whether you're opening a business or you're trying to get into business, you're trying to get through school, school, whatever it is, just know, and I'll read it again. If football taught me anything about business, it is that you win the game one play at a time. So just stay focused. Don't let anybody distract you or get you off your grind, and just keep pushing no matter what it is. You will get there one play at a time. So that's awesome. So, you guys, every week you can watch my show on Facebook, which is the Let's Talk with author Dre Lett page. You can also view it on YouTube. Make sure you watch it over there. Same name, Let's Talk with author Dre. Make sure you hit like and subscribe and tell a friend and tell a friend. And I just want to say I thank you guys so much for supporting me. At this time, these hard times, you guys give me inspiration to keep you all lifted up and informed. So I love you guys. I thank my live virtual studio audience. And again, those of you out there watching the pre-recording, if you ever want to be a part of the live virtual audience and want to comment or ask questions, just go to the Facebook page. Let's Talk with Author Dre Lett. We go live every Friday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you could be a part of the family as well. So with that, you guys stay safe out there. Enjoy the Super Bowl. Wash your hands, wear your mask, and stay 6 feet apart. And if no one has told you, I'm going to tell you, I love you. And with that, I'm out.